Welcome to this special recording for a photo wow. Now we all know photography is telling stories with lighting, of course, but how about color? Well, color can be incredibly important in your photography, but also in your design, because color evokes emotion. So today I thought it would be fun to record a special stream just for you guys about how I use color in my work and how you can create stunning images by just using the right colors or the right combination. Color evokes emotion. Well, we all know this, right? Just look at Hollywood and you know that color is very important. But how does it work? Well, we need certain triggers, of course, to make sure that you get the right emotion. So let's start with an image like this. It's great, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It looks absolutely right. We have a little bit of a vignette, we have a great model, we have the color red, which is a really emotional color. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But what if we just enhance that vignette a little bit? By using, for example, different light sources, or just do it in Photoshop. There we go. Now in this case what I did is I used a different grid. So this is with a very wide grid, and in this case we're using one with smaller openings, so meaning the light beam will get a little bit more focused on our model. And as you can see here, that really draws the attention of the viewer towards our image. Now there's also something else in these kinds of images, and that's how you shoot it. Now, when you look at an image like this, you might think it's shot in portrait mode. It's not, it's actually in landscape mode. So why do I use landscape mode when I only draw the attention to the portrait part of the image? Same here. This shot, and it's incredibly simple to pull off. I'm going to show you the light setup in a few seconds. So it doesn't have to be incredibly expensive, or it doesn't have to be incredibly complicated to create great images, because let's be honest, this is straight out of the camera, just a little bit of tinting and one flash with the flash bender, and we're lighting both the backdrop and the model. What if we don't use that blue on our backdrop, but we start to do something more interesting? What if we start to use it with an omnidirectional dome from Rogue? That's like a round unit where the light hits it and then just spreads out over 180 degrees. Then you get something like this. You get one, the lens flare in your lens. But two, you get a little bit of blue on your model, and you get blue on the backdrop. Well, there are always colors that are emotional and colors that are not emotional. Like here with the castle workshop, make everything really dark, light the model from the side, and the red just jumps out like crazy. Look at this. But sometimes people also say like, hey Frank, but how about eyes? The eyes has to be in the picture, right? Well, do you miss the eyes here? No. And the cool thing about rules is, if you know the rules, you can break them if you like it. And sometimes it's just really nice to have everything in the same family of colors. And then actually the model's face jumps out, or the product she's holding, like in this case the camera. Now, one of my students actually asked me like, hey Frank, so I don't have a lot of money to buy props all the time. So what can you do with one prop? And I always claim with people like, if you're creative, you can do a lot with one thing. So we decided to, on a flea market, buy a room divider, as you can see here. Now we're going to put everything together and make sure that you also understand why those triggers work and how they work. This is the color triangle. So this is a very simple representation, only two-dimensional. Normally we have three dimensions, X, Y, and a big Y. So what happens when we combine the colors? Well, this is a shot that I took in 2003, I believe, with Manon. And I'm using here three colors, green, red, and blue. And as you can see on the model, that creates white light. So how does that work? And again, this is only a red, green, and blue gel on strobes, nothing more. Here we do the same thing, but now in a set. So I thought, hey, if we can do it with portraits, let's try it in a set. And as you can see, it creates something that's unreal, that's surreal, sorry, I wanted to say surreal. And that just gives you immediately a mood of science fiction, a little bit of art. I just really like the way that all those colors now blend together. And this is one of the things that I love to do with softboxes. Now with open reflectors and gels, it always created that really harsh quality of light, which I personally don't like. With softboxes, it just melts together way nicer. So I highly recommend, if you have a hybrid strobe setup where you can place the gels behind the softboxes, start experimenting with those gels. I'm pretty sure you're absolutely gonna love it. And again, high angle down, and here it really works. I love this shot. The most important thing is be creative and start experimenting with stuff that you would normally maybe not experiment with. Because the more you experiment, the better you will get in your photography.